In isolation? I'd say it's about 3 weeks. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. So me and Sue went to the Celtics game March 6th or March 4th, whatever day that was.
Mm.
And it was the week after we moved in. That was a Sunday. On that
Yeah, you're
following
lucky.
Monday,
You are so lucky.
yeah, on that following Monday, shit got shut down. So we're almost a month now. We'll be a month next week that we've been pretty much in lockdown. I'm considering it I'm considering March 7th is the day of lockdown for me. That's when everything kind of started falling in place.
Yeah.
But it's very unreal. Here's the thing, though. So I'm like, I kind of agree with you on the fact that you're saying it's kind of getting blown out of proportion a little bit. I agree it is. I mean, but when you look at the numbers, so it was a big news today that said the United States has now surpassed the world for the most cases. Yes, and the reason is because there's more testing. So more people are getting tested. We have a higher population in some countries like Italy, Spain, or Germany, right? So obviously you're going to have inflated numbers. Well, and the good news is if the death rate stays pretty low, which it is, I think it's at, I don't know, for the world it's 15,000. For the United States, it's only 1,000 people and change, right? Say 1,100 people, and you have 500,000 people have the virus. That percentage is so minute that it kind of, when it's all said and done, you're going to look at it, and I'm going to look at it and be like, wow, the death rate is actually less than the common flu, what kills 40,000 people a year. But
I don't think it's going to be less. I don't think it's going to be less than the common flu, but still pretty low, lower than what lower than what the media is making it out to be, for sure.
So to give you in proportion, the Spanish flu after World War One that happened, it killed 50 million people around the world. 50 million people. Now you got to think the population was a lot smaller down there, so that 50 million number is a gigantic number compared to now. If you said 50 million people died in the world after this is over, it's a big number, but in proportion to the hundreds of billions of people that are on the earth, it's a splash in the bucket. But I don't know. I just think that we knew it was going to get worse before it got better. I think it's now. I feel for the most part, can't really talk for New York or like San Francisco, which is kind of out of control over there, but. New York, how New York is. It's its own fucking issue right there. It's you literally gotta burn the bridges and don't allow anyone out of the borough. You know what I mean?
But it's not even so much the death as it is overloading the healthcare system and then creating this bottling effect where it creates problems everywhere else. I think that's more of an issue in my mind, and it's going to create financial problems just all over the place.
Yeah. It doesn't help when like you have the healthcare workers actually getting infected as well. So now you're really hurting people that's supposed to be helping. I seen something today. BU's letting 5-year students graduate early on their 4th year just to get nurses and doctors into the medical field. So that would be a piss. Imagine if you were a BU student and you were like, I have another year to go. I can graduate now and get enrolled into that's not bad.
It's like one of my best friends, and he's a Boston firefighter, and his brother is also a firefighter, and his wife is a nurse. So I'm a little bit. I'm not like worried about getting it in the sense that I'm dying. It doesn't mean I want it. You know what I mean? So I look at them and I'm like, maybe we should just hang out another time.
Yeah, especially when I already get two Boston firefighters have tested positive for it. But that could be because it could anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just you see that nursing home in Revere. That's probably the next casualty of gross. It's a assisted living place on Revere Beach that has 280 units.
Oh no, that's not good.
And one person has died already, and 7 people confirmed to have it. So that is pretty much if I was living in that place, I would lock the door, put sheets underneath the door, and not leave until it was all said and done.
Dude, the morgues must be getting pretty bad. Like, because no one can bury anybody yet. So, like, everything is probably stacking up, and people who don't want to be cremated, you know what I mean? Like, the morgues are probably filled to capacity now.
I think they said in New York City they're using refrigerated trucks to store bodies in body bags because the morgues are over. So there's literally like 18 wheelers with trailers stacked with the refrigeration units that you would use to transport food is using to store bodies at this point, which is just terrible. So
some of those are going to get mixed up. It's like, I didn't know Uncle Bob had boobs. Wait a second.
Toe tags. Right. Well, yeah, I mean, God forbid you pass away now. You're limited to a 10-person memorial. Which I'd probably be lucky if 10 people showed up to my memorial anyways, but they'd be like, there's still room for 3 more people. What's Will and Tiger King? on Netflix. But there's no spoiler. It's based after a true story. You know what I mean? If you just Google it, you know the story. It just gets in depth of what the story is about. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's
pretty intense.
It's pretty messed up. There is not. I'm assuming you've watched it.
I watched. Are there multiple episodes, or is it just on one episode?
The 7 episodes.
Okay, so I'm about 3/4 into the first one. We started watching last night.
Okay. Yeah.
Got a little taste to it.
Yeah, I'm on the. I think I'm on the 7th one right now, and there is not a single. Just when you think like it can't get any more crazy, it does, and it just keeps getting worse. There is not a single person in this whole thing that isn't shady or that I don't think is a complete asshole. Like everyone is just so fucked up.
I love Joe Exotic. I love the his husband or ex-husband. I don't know what the situation is now. And the guy who works there who found the ad on Craigslist and said, "Shit, I never did shit like this before." And then the chick in Florida who wants to fucking do him out. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, when they get into her, they think she might have murdered her husband. What do they get to her?
Oh wow.
Everybody is so start diving into everybody, and then eventually there's this guy who comes along, this millionaire who wants to try to save Joe's business, but like it gets a little fucking twisted.
So he's in jail currently, right?
Yeah.
Because I know they tease it in the beginning of the first episode. He's talking behind bars and stuff. So and I did some research and I found out that the whole thing starts like 5 years prior to now as a documentary. So like it kind of feeds up. So he's in jail. Is this place still open or they've closed it?
No, it's still open.
Okay.
He doesn't own it anymore though. So the guy Jeff Flo, I think his name, owns it now. He comes along later. He's the millionaire who comes to try to save the business. Yeah.
I would love to go to that place. Next time I'm in Oklahoma, I'm gonna stop by and give it a view.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was this giant underbelly of competing like backyard tiger places.
Yeah. I know of like not tigers, but like if you drive through the Everglades into some of the Indian reservations down in Florida, you will come across, like me and Sue came across this like wild safari, which was like this little farm in the middle of nowhere, and they had like kind of exotic animals. They didn't have tigers and lions, but they had like some
Gator,
snakes. Gators, snakes, goats, cows, horses, emus, camels, stuff of that nature. You know what I mean? Stuff you wouldn't normally see at a zoo. And it's very fascinating because the people that work at those places are very unique. So they're very much like the characters in Tiger King for the most part.
I bet you like 85% of them have a record too. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking if I had a record, I got out of jail. What better to do than play with tigers for the rest of your life?
Exactly. That's this sounds fucking crazy. Actually, that thing is a wild animal.
They're so cute before they hit about 6 months.
Yep.
And they're like little like cats, and then they turn 6 months and they start like getting aggressive.
Wait till they get to Jeff, because like he'd go to Vegas with like tigers in his suitcase. Like baby tigers to lure women in having sex with him and his wife. So he'd like bring like tiger cubs. He'd like smuggle them into the hotel in suitcases, and he'd have them come upstairs so the women could play with the tigers and like have sex with them. And
you think that works?
According to him, yeah. To give a little pussy, you get a lot of pussy.
I'm thinking next time I go to Vegas,
fucked up.
I'm gonna bring a tiger. How about a man dressed as a tiger?
Oh, hey, furries. I'm sure somebody would be into that, right?
Which I hope that doesn't get postponed. It's the last weekend of every October in Connecticut. So I hope this doesn't affect it this year because, I was looking forward to going this year.
Dude, everything's affected. I feel like everyone's life is on hold and pause. No one could do anything. We're stuck in like this fucking limbo. Like, I'm going crazy.
I'm just excited. I have a million projects around the house to do. So every night I get home from work, I work on a project. And then I cook dinner, and then I work on the project a little more. Tonight's project was setting up the office upstairs, which is the future studio.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing stuff up as I go because we decided we're not going to paint it, and we're not going to do the floors in this room, so I can actually set it up. So the studio in which I'm in right now, you see the turtle tank behind us. I'll be sitting where I'm sitting, but just turned slightly, and you'll be to my left where the Red Sox seats will be, and then we'll have a TV on the wall to the right for us to look at. And the cameras will be set up somewhere on that side of the wall, and then we'll have the lights fixed. So this room will pretty much be a room where we can leave it intact to do the show. We don't have to worry about anything. And then the whole computer system is in front of me right now, so we can monitor it. So this is the room this will be the studio for probably about a year until I built a real nice studio in the basement. But
Yeah.
I have other projects to do before I build the studio in the basement. So, but this will work. This is perfect.
That room you're in, it kind of reminds me of my old room growing up because it has the slanted wall behind you. Right there. Yeah. As a teenager, it annoyed the shit out of me because my posters would constantly fall off. And like, my stereo system kept bumping the wall because it's on a slant. I had this giant tower, this like 12-disc tower, right? And it would keep bumping the freaking wall.
So the room I'm in is the exact mirror of Henry's room, which is next to me on that side. And he has the same exact thing, that the gable will these rooms are great for like kids because they don't have to worry about hitting the head. You can set their bed up in a situation where they can put their desk underneath there. They're not, for adults, it becomes very obstructive, if you will. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for a studio, it's a good room, but we're planning on turning this room into a spare bedroom in anticipation for another kid to be their bedroom. So it's going to be kind of like a guest room if people stay over. But until once we get the bed in the master bedroom, that bed's coming into the guest room. So I kind of have like about a year to play with this room. So I'm not doing anything too permanently. It's going to be kind of like it's going to be fixed for about a year, but it's not going to be like what's going to be downstairs. Downstairs is going to have lights hanging from the ceiling. We're going to have a glass window overlooking into the studio. It's going to be soundproof. It's going to be like WEMF. It's going to have the table. It's going to have like, it's going to be very, 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 very interesting.
Yeah.
So, but all in good time. All in good time.
Everything's on pause. Everything's on fucking pause. It's just
it's crazy.
I just want to start working.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I am working, like I said. I'm very eager to start anew, as I should put it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, a lot of people. It's every, like we were saying, like we're just very lucky every week. We're still employed.
Yeah, no, I am too. No, I always think of it like that too. Like, yeah, I mean, what I ended up doing was to compensate for that day. I'm going to be missing that 8 hours on a Friday. Like, I look at it one way. It's like, okay, at least I have a 4-day work week every week. Granted, I'm missing 8 hours, but so I put 5% of my pay in my 401k, so I temporarily cut that.
Oh yeah.
So 5%. I mean, it's not a lot, but I'm like, okay, that's like $50 a pay. That's like $50 a week right there.
Yeah.
I'm not spending money on gas right now, so that's an extra 15, 20. You know what I mean? So I'm finding little ways to. I'm gonna have to budget a little bit. I can do it, but I can't weather that storm forever. But hopefully by the time this ends, I'll be somewhere else. And because pulling that money from my 401k that I'm contributing, well, not pulling my 401k, but the money I'm contributing from my paycheck, it's not going to matter if I'm leaving. Exactly. You know what I mean? So might as well,
you could just turn that 401k over to someone else, or you could do something with it. So,
yeah.
But and you got to think we're getting $1,200 checks sent to us or direct deposit. So that will make up for my month missing from the restaurant.
There you go.
So for me, it kind of evens me out. Even though I did cut costs, we went through our budget. We kind of we need to keep a cash flow. You know what I mean? Because you need a cash flow. So you can't just. Even if you can afford to pay some things right now, if you can afford to put them off, so we're kind of like managing our money so to the point where it's like, okay, say one of us does for some reason not work for a month, right? Before unemployment kicks in, we have a stash of cash rather than have to using credit. So we're using credit to pay for things and paying it off little by little each week just to keep a cash flow into going. And then we're like, when this is all said and over with, then we'll just pay it off the rest of that debt. And then with the cash flow we have. So it's kind of like balancing two. It's kind of like running a business. It's like you want to make sure you have assets to continue with your flow.
I thought about calling my landlord and being like, hey, like, can you knock off like $100 a month?
Yeah,
or bucks a month just while this shit is going on. Yeah, I might do that, but I'm gonna wait on that one. But
maybe work out some kind of deal. It'd be like, hey, listen, can we, I don't know, what do you get left on your lease?
Oh, no,
you've been there forever, right?
Yeah, I've been here for so long. I'm a tenant at will. I could just have to give a month notice if I want to leave. Yeah.
And you've been a good tenant too. So for him to not be able to work with you, just kind of be a douchey move. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he would. I feel like he's also one of those people, kind of like the same reason why, he won't let me have a cat. Like, it's like, if I let you do that, then I have to work out a policy, even if they're not even if they don't, I got to work out a policy for them too. So I'm sure he would if I push came to shove, but. No, everything's fucking changing. I don't know. It's crazy.
One day at a time. It's just very, very interesting, you never knew it was going to come to a situation like this, but
I can't even go to the gym. Like, there's no gym.
yeah.
They did email me though saying they were freezing billing, which is nice. I didn't even ask them.
Yeah.
But it's only $10 a month, but still, that's another $10 that I can save, to go towards my what I'm not, getting paid weekly, that 8 hours on a Friday.
Yeah. Well, you figure you're not going out. I mean, we haven't gone out to dinner in 2 weeks, so that's saving, so much money. But we just gotta wear it out. I mean, no one's gonna evict you, so you gotta look at it this way. As long as you have some food you can eat, right? No one's gonna evict you. No one's shutting off your cell phone. No one's shutting off your power. No company would ever be able to justify doing such an act for someone who hasn't been delinquent to this point.
True.
To do such an act, right? That would just be like, look how people shamed the Bruins into making them set up a thing, and then they turn around and they laid off all their employees instead of paying them, like cocksuckers.
Yeah, I know.
But then you have like teams like all the Major League Baseball teams. Like today was supposed to be opening day, right? Every team contributed $1 million to pay for their thing. So
I will say one thing I'm amazed at is how quickly the human body is capable of just smelling. Like, obviously, if it's just me in this apartment, no one's around. I mean, I'm not like, am I gonna shower today? Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow or even the next day because no one's around me. And then I'm like, oh god damn! Like it happens quick. Like I smell, man.
We had an issue Tuesday night. We had a broken pipe, and we had a leak. So we had a plumber come in. He didn't have the pot. So we could still function the water in the house. And then the leak got really, really bad. So I went to the hardware store and I bought what I thought was the joint to fix it myself. So it's plastic piping. It's not copper piping for the water in this room. It's like rubber hose almost. So I went to cut the hose, and then without really 100% knowing how to reattach it, I didn't know how to reattach it. It took me 2.5 hours to try to figure it out.
At least you're honest.
And
that's what I was doing.
There's no valves in the house, so I couldn't isolate this one section. So I had to shut water off for the entire house. So we had no water for almost 24 hours in the house.
Oh, wow. Did
Luckily,
you get funky in there?
What was that?
Did you get funky in there?
Luckily, it was only 24 hours. If we gone any further, it would have been probably interesting. I managed to... we had lots of bottled water, so we were able to have plenty of water for Henry's food, for us to eat, for us to cook with. And then I just boiled a pot of water, and I washed all his stuff out in that for the night and everything like that. So, and then the guy came. He was supposed to come between 8 and 12. They were backed up. He didn't come till 4:30 in the afternoon. And I'm panicking. I'm like, it's almost 5 o'clock. What's this guy going to find? Like, is he going to be able to fix it tonight? We're going to need water. So he fixed it. And then he found a leak in one of the sewer pipes. So we put a hole the size of like a 6-inch by 24-inch hole in my wall, so you can access the sewer pipe, so we can patch up the pipe.
Oh shit!
So it was an adventurous yesterday. So I worked from home yesterday. So I drove from work. So I woke up at 6. I drove into the office and came back. It took me an hour and 15 minutes round trip. Sometimes it takes an hour and 15 minutes one way when there's traffic.
Wow.
So I got in. I set everything up in my living room. I worked from home yesterday. I got very productive. I got stuff around the house done. I got work done. So when I talked to you, I was with the bullshit with the plumber for an hour and a half yesterday for a bunch of stuff. So I had to work. I finished up some work. So it was a fucking pain in the ass yesterday and the day before. So.
Do you see those photos of Bourbon Street? Just completely. Crazy. I can't believe it's just that dead. It's just amazing. It's like.
I wonder what's going to happen to. I think collectively. Bourbon Street's very much like Nashville, where a lot of the bars are owned by or have their celebrities' names on it. Like in Nashville, every bar has a country singer's name on it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So they can withstand, I guess, not having income going in because it's more of an investment for the singer or whatever. And I feel like Bourbon Street, there's 1 or 2 or 3 corporations that owns all the bars type thing. Over the years, they've bought them up and stuff like that. So I think they will survive because inevitably people will still go there again. It's just a matter of time, you know what I mean? But when's gonna happen? Who knows? But and there's still bodies hanging out of the building.
Oh god. It's probably all fermenting and maggots on it now.
I mean, if they even, I mean, the guy was crushed between 2 floors and his legs are hanging. I told you that story of the picture.
You showed me it. Yeah.
It's like, why Sue still thinks there's a curse in the city, because when the people died during Mardi Gras, during the parades, and now they're getting killed by those people down there. Very superstitious. You know, those what do they call it? Not bourbon people. They're kind of people, Cajun people. Very superstitious. You know.
The voodoo people.
Yeah.
Voodoo people down there.
So the places you want to avoid in the United States, you want to avoid Washington State, which was an option for our road trip this year to Seattle. You want to avoid California, LA, or San Francisco, which is the other option we had for the Patriots road trip this year. So 2 places very, very hot right now. So whether those trips go down this year or who knows. But I don't think we talked about the most important thing that's happened in the last week or so.
Is it Prince Charles has the coronavirus? That was a breaking news already. That wasn't just news. I
don't know how he got that. The guy never leaves the fucking castle. How'd he get it?
I don't know. Are we talking about Tom Brady?
I was going to say Tom Brady, yeah. But Prince Charles, back on that real quick, he either got it from some broad that he sneaks in the bang, or like one of the cooks or something had it, or like the janitors at the castle had it and brought it in there.
I don't know.
He is an older gentleman, so he is more prone to get it than most people, I guess. So, but
I just thought it was hilarious that it was breaking news. I was like, yeah, I think America needs to send their top doctors over there to make sure he's okay. Who gives a fuck? Like,
I like how they said he was working from home. What the fuck does that mean? What does he do for work?
What does he do? I don't even know. I mean, I know they own quite a bit of property, but I don't know what he does.
It's not like he's going there and fixing pipes. You know what I mean? It's like Prince Charles is sitting there fixing a light switch when it goes off. You know, it's like I just thought it was a joke saying he's working from home. Like, what does he do? Like, what does this guy like?
Landscaping company? I don't know.
Blow my mind on that one. But yeah, Tom Brady. God, gone, huh?
Just gone. Yeah, he's probably really happy that I'm not saying he's happy the coronavirus thing is happening, but it does kind of overshadow him going to Tampa Bay a little bit. Yeah. You know, the media would be even more ballistic if the coronavirus wasn't happening all over that.
We said, I think me and you were both. I think you were more leaning to the he's going team on this one, right? You were more prone that you think he was going to sign somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was in the middle, and then I kind of got some false hope, and I was leaning towards no, he's staying. But and then when he left, I wasn't really shocked. I knew it was a possibility.
Yeah.
It's like when your grandparents are dying, and you know they're gonna be dead in the matter of time. You know they're sick or something like that, right? Yeah. And so you kind of like understand that they're gone or they're gonna happen. It's not like a shock. It's not like, you know, one of your friends dies, right? Who's like 25 years old, and you're like, well, that's a shock. You didn't expect that, boy. So like if Tom Brady got traded, or like one day he was, I'm not playing anymore, I would be a shock. But I wasn't kind of shocked. But how do you feel about his choice to Tampa Bay?
I mean, they said he did it. Well, one of the reasons he did it was because of his son. I mean, obviously the money is going to be a factor, but his son, he wanted to stay on the East Coast, and that was, I guess the Chargers offered him almost the exact same package, but he wanted to be on the East Coast because his son goes to school in New York. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
So and Tampa, well, now when you look at Tampa, it's weird because now he has to play Drew Brees twice a year, right? I mean, think about that. So, but when they broke down the stats, he only has to play 2 away games outside. So that's nice. All his other away games are in domes. And he plays all his home games on real grass, which is a little more forgiving to an old man's knee than turf, which helps. So he only has to play like 2 outdoor turf games. Like the way the schedule is like structured, it's actually very, very friendly to the team. You know what I mean? It's like not competition wise, but like condition wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm curious to see how good he really is, though. Let's see, because he's going to be able to run the offense his way, do things. Because Arians is a very liberal coach. He doesn't have Bill Belichick there, so let's see how really good you are there, Tom. Let's see. And you're a year older.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, Belichick's already proven that he could go 11-5 with a backup quarterback, and we should have been in the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
With Castle, who was, an average quarterback at best. He was the Hoyers of the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of Hoyer, he's back.
Yeah, so we'll go back on the Patriots in a second because I want to talk about Hoyer because I think it's a very important reason why he's back on the team. But for Brady, the competition in the NFC South is very weak because now you have Cam Newton gone, with Teddy Bridgewater now playing for the Panthers, right? Who is basically a glorified backup quarterback. I mean, he started for Minnesota, but he's more or less, he's not really a starting quarterback, right?
No, he's just going to give the ball to McCaffrey.
That's all it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
And so you deal with Breeze, who's also a year older, right? So how many more miles does Breeze have on him? Probably as many as Brady does. The two of them are going to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I feel like Breeze is a little bit held. I don't know. Something about Breeze that I feel like is still a little bit more gas in him than Brady. I think Breeze is maybe 2 years younger, isn't he?
Yeah, I think something like that. And Breeze has a fucking arm, too. I mean, he has a cannon with a lot of targets on there. So that's going to be an interesting matchup twice a year. He has to play that team. See, Brady's used to playing these fucking wimpy-ass AFC East teams where he can walk over pretty much for the most part, right? And he owned the Jets and Buffalo for all those years. And he was pretty much a 50-50 split with Miami. But that was just circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
Now he has to go to a division where he has to play a contender, which is the Saints. And, he has to go play Carolina, which is not a bad team. I think they were a quarterback away from actually being a decent team because I think Cam lost a few, steps. And then don't forget Matt Ryan is still there too. And, Matt Ryan can still put up some numbers and put some competition to you. So he's very streaky. But it's not exactly an easy – there's a lot of easier divisions you could have went to, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will be very interested to see how he actually does because – someone who has discipline for 20 years and then you go to a team where you can do whatever the fuck you want. Well, how does that work for someone who's in that mind state? Are you able? How long is it take until you start getting lazy, right? Like until you start like wailing off a little bit, And then, I mean, that's 2 years, $30 million a year. And how much was it guaranteed? Was it 1 year guaranteed?
It is 2 years. It's 2 years, but financially, I don't know how much is guaranteed.
I think they guaranteed 50% of it, and I think they also gave an option for a third year.
Oh wow!
So I mean, that's 46-year-old Tom Brady playing on his third year for the. I mean, I don't know. That's
stretch. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him lose steps here the last 2 years. I mean, that Super Bowl against the Rams, I mean, they got hot towards the end of the season. But for the most part, that Super Bowl was all defense. It was like the old school days, right? It was all defense. You stopped them. That's all you had to do was stop them, and they stopped them. Which brings me to the point, the reason they got Hoyer is because Hoyer helped them win that Super Bowl because he played for a team in which someone on the Rams coach, I think it was, the head coach of the Rams was the coordinator for a team.
Yeah.
Was it Browns?
I forget.
There was a connection there. Why Hoyer knew some information on him that.
Yeah, I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but I can't put a name with it. Yeah.
So my theory to Hoyer coming back is, why not? You get the guy for cheap, right? He already knows the system, right? And if you're looking at, say, I keep calling him Stedman. I don't know why. But
Stidham.
Yeah. He would benefit of having a Hoyer type older person who knows things to kind of help him with the curve, right? Yeah, mentor him. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they draft another quarterback in the late rounds, or they bring in another backup quarterback for some competition during preseason to have the three of them. Obviously, Stedman's he's gonna be the guy. I can't even fucking name him. How am I going to do this for the next 5 years? Not even on the quarterback's name.
I'm going to start sending you pictures of Oprah's boyfriend.
That's what I keep thinking of. I keep thinking of the black man with the glasses, that Oprah man husband. But Hoyer's a good solid foundation. He's a good when shit goes down, you can throw him in there, and it's not going to be a learning curve. He's going to be able to figure it out. He's not the best, but he can fake it for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So why not have him? Why not have a backup quarterback who knows the system, who's been here? This is his third stint with the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm trying to still understand what the hell the Texans were doing. Like the Texans, how they traded what's his name, the wide receiver. They traded him for for Johnson from Arizona. They traded him to Arizona for a busted running back. Right? They traded a wide receiver in his prime.
Yeah.
Hopkins. And And now Watson, the quarterback, stuff.
They said it was a salary dump. They're trying to dump some salary, I guess.
But he was still on his rookie deal, like his younger. I think he was still on his younger deal. Hopkins. He still had 2 years left on it, I thought. But maybe.
Houston's not a very smart team.
True. No, he's not.
That's what happens when you make what's his face? He's not just the coach now. He's also the GM. Bill O'Brien. Yeah. So
there was something that, I always say, you never know if there's something that they know that we don't. Maybe there's something in Hopkins' medical records that was a flag to them that they saw. We got to trade this guy. This is going to be a problem.
Well, I heard there was a locker room issue as well with him.
Yeah, maybe.
Pain in the ass too, and I think they were trying to just bid bad seeds or something for that nature. I don't know. Who knows? We'll never know. But it's the NFL season right now looks so. You hear the thing about this. The draft is supposed to be in a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
And teams are pushing the NFL to push the draft back because they haven't had enough time to research these players or actually interview them and know about them because of the social distancing. So teams that usually have a pretty good idea of who a player is and when they're going to go and how to evaluate them, they haven't had the opportunity to. So a lot of teams are very scared now because the draft is literally going to be a blind pick at this point if they have it, because they know a guy's good, but they don't know anything about him. They can do as much as a Google search. That's about all they have on this guy.
Yeah. Are they going to do it like this? Like on video? Are they going to have all little boxes like this, on the screen, and then the box blows up when the person's selected? You know what I mean?
That's actually a pretty good idea. You have the top 30 people, and it's like Brady Bunch, right? And the thing just zooms in, and then someone throws him a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got to have the hat, right? So apparently what's going to happen is, I think, is they may already draft ahead of time and have these players. It's going to be like a mock, so teams are already going to have their draft picks in, and they're going to tell Joe Smith, yeah, you've been drafted 5th round by the Minnesota Vikings. So here's a Minnesota Vikings hat. You're going to put it on when you get drafted, kind of thing. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they just pick and the guy just shows up and waves. You know what I mean?
I picture some of those, they check in on him, they're you were just drafted, and it's a big party and family's there. And then I pick it by the 8th round, they tune in and there's a guy just doing lines of coke on his table and no one's around.
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, does the NFL season even play this year? How's that?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, imagine if that happened. That means Tom Brady is a year older when he starts his contract. So
that means the Tampa Bay Bucks will have a guy almost 50 years old playing for $30 million a year. Now, if you told me you were giving Brady $30 million a year 10 years ago, I'd be like, okay, it makes sense, right? He's in his prime. He's 30-something years. He's old for a quarterback, but still a really good quarterback. But
whatever $30 million was 10 years ago, the equivalent. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But to give a guy of that age, because he's basically making that money on his name, because he's not Tom Brady from 2010.
No, he's not.
Not even close. And in fact, I would say, and I would argue that he actually peaked in 2007 with Randy Moss, and he hit the best he's ever going to be, and he stayed in. It was a slow. It wasn't a drastic drop. It's been a slow 10-year slope. So it's gradual decline over the last 10 years, or 13 years for that matter, since 2007. Which is still where he is still better than 20 other quarterbacks in the league. Don't get me wrong.
In the middle of the pack. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not the worst, but he's definitely not. I mean, he has games like that Super Bowl against fucking Atlanta. That was pretty good. I mean, you could say James White had a lot more to do with that than Brady did at that point, but give it to him. The Rams Super Bowl, that was pretty much, that was all defense.
Yeah.
The Seattle Super Bowl was a lucky interception at the end of the game that the Seattle should have won that Super Bowl.
Oh no, yeah, they should have.
In fact, every Super Bowl the Patriots have been in, except for I think like two. I think it was the first Philadelphia one and the Rams one. You can make an argument that the Patriots should have lost those Super Bowls just by the dynamic, the way they were playing, and it was towards the end of the game, the last quarter, that actually won them the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were all like a possession, not even a possession. Yeah.
But on the same argument, you could say that the three Super Bowls they lost, the Philly and the two Giants ones, they were winning going into the fourth quarter. So those are cool. So you could look at it both ways. They should have won those Super Bowls, but they didn't. And the ones they won, they might have should have. So maybe it's an equal. Maybe it's a wash, right? Who knows? What the fuck?
You could also look at it like, did they win those Super Bowls, or did the other team more so lose it?
Could be that.
You know,
Fact. Yeah.
That's it. That depends on how you want to look at it.
I mean, you're gonna capture Eli Manning in a jar for 2 games of his life that literally the games he sucked at. It was just 2 throws. You could limit Eli Manning's career down to 2 throws: the Mario Manningham throw and the what the fuck was the first guy? I purposely don't remember his name. The one that caught the Super Bowl in the undefeated season on the helmet. Therese. I want to say Kyrie, but it's not Kyrie. It's
not the guy that shot himself accidentally, is it?
No, that's Plexico Burris.
On the strip club.
I can't remember I think it was like Tyrese. Something Tyrese. I think it was Tyrese, yeah. He caught the fucking ball in his helmet to...
Yeah. Well, if Eli Manning gets into the Hall of Fame, he should thank Patriots fans for winning those 2 games, because that's the only reason why he gets in the Hall of Fame, if he gets in the Hall of Fame, is because of those 2 Super Bowl wins.
He will get in at the very end, and I'll tell you why. Because of his last name.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his father's in the Hall of Fame, Peyton's in it, and the people will justify, well, you say that Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, that Belichick is the greatest of all time. Eli beat him twice in the biggest game of all time. So, I mean, as a Giants fan, you can really make that justification of why he deserves to be in, which, okay, you could say that. Makes sense. But on that same token, does Carson Wentz deserve to? No, not Wentz. Who's the Foles? Nick Foles. He was the quarterback of Philly, right? When they beat us.
Yeah, Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is supposed to be in the Hall of Fame because he beat Tom Brady and Belichick too. So I mean, it all depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, but we don't know.
But all I could say is, I don't know. I feel like I should be more. I guess I am productive. I'm doing stuff around the house. I feel like I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I should be very productive with my time, because, as you know, I don't usually have this much spare time on my hands, and it's like, I actually like it.
Yeah, I would hope so.
If I could financially figure out a way where I didn't have to work at the bar anymore, I don't think I would. I enjoy coming home, and I'm home like an hour and a half before she gets home with Henry, so I get like time to like do stuff I have to do, and then I cook dinner and stuff, and it's a very nice. I got a nice schedule going right now. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's called winding down. That's what most people do.
Yeah, which I never fucking done before.
You're finally experiencing that at the ripe age of 36.
Yeah, for 36 years, I never knew what a wind down was. When I did wind down, it was like that one like Sunday where I slept for like until noon. I basically get a week's worth of sleep in one day. But I'm like tonight, I'm going to go downstairs. We'll watch. 10 o'clock is usually like 9:30, 10 o'clock is when we're starting to doze off.
Oh, I know.
And we've stopped putting the TV on in the bedroom, mostly because we didn't want to distract Henry when he sleeps. But it's actually giving me a better sleep not having the TV on.
Yeah.
So we haven't hooked cable up in our bedroom yet, because what we thought was the cable connection, it doesn't work. So I have to actually run a new wire. And we're torn if we're going to actually – so our cable went down a little bit. So we're torn if we're actually just going to get rid of cable, or we're going to go with the method of just using internet. And it's only like a $30 difference at this point. So I'm like, do we just keep cable at this point, like just for the convenience? I'm really in a tough situation right now, because I'm like, is it worth like, I don't know. So when it was like almost $100 more, it made sense. But now it's like it's a matter of $30, which is still $30 a month. But it's like, was it worth like, the convenience of having the cable is very convenient, right? Now I have to depend on an internet stream. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know yet. We're still torn. So we will have a TV. I ordered a TV mount for the wall for the studio, so we'll have access to TV up here at least at minimum. Yeah. Once you see the downstairs, you'll like the downstairs. I don't know if you've seen the pictures I set up with I have all my music equipment set up there.
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't seen them now.
So you're an old drummer. You drum, right?
Yeah, you see it.
You would like downstairs. I got the drum set set up. I got the amps for the guitars. I got a PA system. I got the lights set up. It's in the shed, attached to the house.
God.
Very nice.
I'm gonna feel like a teenager, like a man-child.
So I have it all set up, right? And I was going down every day after work and playing the drums for like a half hour, just kind of like chill. That's my chill space, right? In the part of the house. So my drums, I hadn't played in 4 years. They were sitting in my mom's basement from all my moves and stuff. I never brought them with me. I finally got to set them up for the first time since April of 2016, right? So we're looking at almost 4 years. So the drum heads, they've been sitting there. They're plastic or rubber, So I'm playing the drums. On the third day of playing the drums, I put my fucking drumstick right through the head of the snare drum. It had pretty much disintegrated. So because it's been sitting in the basement in the humidity for so long, and it finally got use.
It just gave way. Yeah.
I could feel all my other heads are starting to approach there. Granted, I hadn't really replaced the heads since like 2013. So they're going on 7 years, not replaced, but I haven't been playing them enough to replace them as often as you should play them. So I went online, I ordered them. I went to Amazon, I ordered a whole new set of heads just to tune everything up and make it sound good. And because there's a hold on Amazon now for only a sense of items, they're expected to come in like April 15th.
Oh, God.
That's
not that bad. That's not that bad.
No, it's only a couple weeks, yeah.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
Well, when I ordered it, it was like a few days ago. It seemed like a lot later. I taped up my snare drum head with duct tape so I can still use it a little bit, and so I don't know, I'm making use of it. But I never had extra heads laying around because I never had to replace them as often as But
charges are also going to go down too is your excise tax because you don't live as close to the city anymore. Your car,
my insurance went down my insurance went down $1,500.
Wow.
Just for moving into the country. I was paying $210 a month for my car, right, in Revere. And that was on a 6-month period, so I do every 6 months. For a 6-month period in West Newbury, it was $450. It was about 2 months worth for 6 months. So I paid it up. So I put it on my card, and I just go, let me get rid of so that's another expense I don't have right now because I paid it up. And I've been paying an extra car payment every year. So I have 2 saved up too. So I didn't have to make a car payment till May. So I have no car payment till May, and my insurance is paid till October.
Nice.
So that's one thing I don't have to worry about. And I didn't know any of this was going to happen when I did it, but yeah, the car insurance thing was significant. The excise tax also, I think it went down $100 easily.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing how much more you pay living in Revere for everything because you're so close to Boston. Then it is and I'm literally I'm 30 minutes from my mother's house, which is basically my old apartment. So it's really not too far. It's a manageable drive. It's really not bad at all. You know what I mean?
No, I can't wait to head up there once all this bullshit blows over.
Once this is all good, we're gonna have a little barbecue. Probably be around the late spring, probably late April once we get everything settled, and then we'll have a nice little Saturday barbecue here. It'll be nice. So everyone can kind of unwind and chill out and just fucking relax a little bit,
Can I bring a kiddie pool and just jam a hose? Remember I told that story about the guy who used to jam a hose down his...
So, remember that episode of the Nomadic Fanatic with the portable jacuzzi he had?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to order one for the deck.
Dude, that looks like a staph infection waiting to happen.
I mean, yeah, but you put chlorine in it, I guess. I mean,
still, I don't know.
But I'm waiting to. I got to go measure the rafters on the deck to see what the how big they are because I have to do a calculation to see how much because it holds 230 gallons of water at 7 pounds a gallon plus the weight of say 450-pound people that go in it, right? So I have to calculate how much over the span of the rafters, but I got to know how big they are and how far they're spaced apart, so I can do the math to do the calculation. So we don't have a catastrophic. We're sitting in the hot tub having a good time, and all of a sudden we drop 6 feet into the ground.
How much are they again?
It's $450 for the portable, but you could take this thing, like when you say you went tailgating.
Like, trash. I love it though.
Football, you could take it to a. I mean, you would have to bring, like 40-gallon jugs of water. Like you need like somewhat of a pickup truck, right? That could transport like 3 40-gallon things of water with them, so you could pour it into the hot tub essentially. But once you get there, all you need is a generator to start it up and heat it up. So it's like if you're tailgating all day, like say you're going to Country Fest and the concert doesn't start till like 7 at night, but you get there like at 11 o'clock in the morning and it's already hot out, you could fill it up with water, have the hot tub running, and then by the time you get out, you can sit out there. So that's more or less what I'm thinking about it for. It's not just for the backyard, but like to use, like say everyone went camping somewhere, you could bring it camping with you. Or like if you went to like anywhere, you could bring it anywhere you want.
Someone's gonna fuck with you though. I could totally see that. You bring it to like just out and about in a parking lot when you're tailgating. Someone's gonna fuck with it.
Well, it was funny. Like when you go to Miami, like we went to a couple Pats games down there. It's so fucking hot. Like you would love to have like a tub you could sit in. Like down in Miami, they tailgate like crazy. This one guy built a bar that he could fit in the back of his pickup truck. So he parked his pickup truck. He took his bar off of bar stools and like a wet where you could put ice and make drinks and had a little cabana and shit like this. Like they go like all out down there. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So I'm surprised I've never seen one of these portable hot tubs. I mean, for $450, it looks pretty durable. It's made by Coleman, which is the camping supplier. So from what I gather, it's a decent product. I have to just justify how many times we're gonna actually use it. And if we use it all summer long, like we just make it into like a pool almost, like you could just chill in at night. You don't even turn the heat on, just keep it down to like 70 something degrees, just kind of chill. Then I could justify it. But if I'm gonna use it like once, then I'm like, it's a lot of money to use just for fucking, just to have it sit in the basement not being used, Yeah. Shit, I might set it up in the basement and have it run and have a hot tub in the basement.
I thought about buying one for my living room. It's like, how would I get the water in it? I just buy 250-gallon with jugs. 1 gallon jugs. That's $250 because I can get a gallon of water for.
That's actually true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
All right, it's only $250 of water, or I could just rig a hose to my sink. Just over here.
Do you have anyone below you?
Yeah.
So maybe.
And next.
But below you, I'm a little more concerned about because you don't know how. The joists, how big they are. So when you're putting 250 gallons of water at 7 pounds a gallon, that's about like a ton of weight going on.
And the vibration, obviously, from the jacuzzi jets. I'm sure it would like make a little rumble on the floor.
There would definitely be a humming noise coming from their ceiling. So, yeah, you might want to do some calculations before that. Now, if you're on the first floor, that would be perfect because then you don't have to worry about anything.
That's true. That's very true.
You always bring it in your backyard, though. Invite the other 4 tenants to come join you.
I could. Dude, there's some weird shit. Like, now that I'm around during the day, there is some weird shit running around, like, in the back. Like, I saw a giant rat. I saw like, some raccoons, a possum. Squirrels fight out there. They run across my deck. I thought they were cats. Not the squirrels. I'm just, like, getting observant over things that, happen.
Are you near a swamp or a lake or something?
No, there was construction going on, though, over like a block away. I think it's kicking everything up. That's why.
I would do it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything until you've seen the city squirrels. They're in the office. They literally don't give a fuck. They don't get out of your way. You be walking on the sidewalk, a squirrel just eyeball you down and will not move. You have to step around the squirrel. They're like fucking in the head. They don't give a fuck.
It's because the people in the projects probably use them as pets and feed them. That's
probably.
That's my theory.
All right. Well, how's the potato going? You want to plug that real quick?
Yeah. I'm still doing a video, trying to release one every week, but I'm not really promoting it right now. I think I'm gonna like release videos, and then once things pick up in the world, start promoting because I'm finding it like weird to like make. I can't. Like the one I got coming out tomorrow, I'm just kind of. I even start off by saying I feel kind of stupid talking about movies with all this going on. Like, there's just so many worse things going on in the world that I'm just finding it hard to find any motivation to like talk about something as trivial as movies, but we all need a distraction, you know? So.
I did notice views are going up on my sites, but it's because people are bored and just browsing YouTube looking for shit. I did know.
It's because you've been putting coronavirus in some of your titles, even though they're not coronavirus related.
We talked about coronavirus in some of them.
You shouldn't do that, man. That's just that. Come on.
No, we were talking about like updates. So we were updating, like we're prepping the house. It was kind of a coronavirus prep video.
Gotcha.
And then the other one coming out was I stopped at all the restaurants on like Route 1 after they did the restaurant ban and filmed all the parking lots and stuff like that. So they do have a lot to do with the coronavirus. It has to do with like what's going on in the region for the most part. But you only could do so many of those because there's really not much you can talk about after that. So we've been kind of in a drought. We're not really knowing what to do. So, but viewership has like increased because more people viewing because there's not, they're picking things up as they go, just watching YouTube all day. I did several YouTubers that I do watch, I guess, because there's no money for advertising. They're not making as much money. So like the Nomadic Fanatic said he got more views than he usually does this month, but his money's been down like almost 50% because no one's investing in advertising.
Yeah, so I can see that. Yeah, I noticed my views are they're down, but the minutes are up.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not really like I'm releasing them, but I'm not going to promote them or do anything really with them until it's like.
Yeah, it's a tough time. It's like I'm letting them just sit out there and just kind of letting them, like with my Dead Mall ones, the niche people are finding them, so they're watching them, and like the Disney ones, they're fine. I'm not really. People are just finding them as they go, which is cool. And I hope they enjoy it and something to watch for a few minutes, So, whatever the fuck it is.
I also don't like how my workspace is colliding with my personal, like, creative space. It's making it hard for me to write because I don't like that at all. I like to
come over and use the office, use the studio here. Come here. The cameras are set up. You can record and do what you need to do and fucking call it a day.
Sure, come up with a biosuit. Sure.
Eventually, yeah. Once this all passes, yeah. I mean, this could be the most sanitary room in the house. This is like the least, active room that anyone's been in the house so far. So.
Doesn't matter. You still got Eric in proximity. So.
He hasn't. I don't think he's been here in 2 weeks.
Oh, he's not even there.
I haven't seen him. He's been at his mother's house.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen him since he was here on Wednesday or Thursday. I caught him on the cameras. He came in real quick to do laundry and he left. So he was here for about an hour.
Yeah.
But I haven't physically seen him since we're going on 2 weeks now, at least. So
maybe he feels guilty because he's not really paying you anything because he can't.
Well, he doesn't. He didn't buy any supplies, any food or anything like that. So.
He's going to his mom's and mooching off of that.
I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I was like, you gotta be prep. Sue was like, you gotta prep for some food. You didn't buy any supplies or any food or anything. Like, you need to, make sure you stock up on some stuff. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'll just go to my mother's house.
47-something-year-old man.
So we won't see him probably for a while in the studio. So we'll probably when the first time you come over, it might be the first time he finally gets over here. So.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is what it is, I guess. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. Well. Yeah, man. So check out the Roll and Potato on YouTube if you're casually browsing by. By the time this one gets aired on YouTube, because we're like behind on the releases, the coronavirus may be over, or it might be completely terrible, and then everyone's dead on the planet, and they just find these archive stuff.
Yeah, it's evolved into something else, and it's
So hopefully by the time this comes out, everything is settled. But
yeah. And hopefully I am. Yeah, keep me updated too about work and what's going on in your office, please.
Absolutely. Like I said, it still looks promising. Things are looking up for us.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't come to that point, but it gets to the point where we close. But hopefully we stay busy, and then if that's the case, then it's fucking you don't know. It is what it is.
For sure. So, all right, buddy.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Everyone out there, have a good night, and we'll see you later. Bye. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and click the alarm so whenever you get notification, we get new ones. See you later. Bye.